There are 7 timeless Japanese habits that build real wealth. And yet, most of us are doing the exact opposite. Once you hear rule number 3, you'll never see money the same way again. Most people think building wealth requires hustle, risk, and loud success. But in Japan, there's a different philosophy, quiet, consistent, and deeply rooted in values passed down through generations. While the Western world chases status, luxury, and quick wins, Japanese culture emphasizes balance, long-term thinking, and habits that quietly lead to financial freedom. And yet these traditions are rarely talked about in the West. In this video, you'll discover 7 traditional Japanese habits that aren't just smart. They're proven to build quiet, lasting wealth. Some of them might surprise you. Habit number 1. Kaizen, the power of daily financial improvement. In Japan, there's a philosophy called Kaizen. It means continuous improvement. It's not about radical change. It's about small, smart decisions repeated daily. While the West is obsessed with instant results, like get-rich-quick schemes or 30-day money hacks, the Japanese understand that true wealth is built like a bonsai tree, slowly, intentionally, and with care. Applying Kaizen to your finances could mean things like tracking your expenses daily, rounding up your savings every time you make a purchase, automating micro-investments weekly. These don't feel life-changing in the moment, but over time, they create exponential results. And that's what most people miss. But while Kaizen helps you grow quietly, the next habit prevents your money from silently leaking away every month, and chances are, you're ignoring it completely. Habit number 2, harahachi-bu. Spend less than you think you need. In Okinawan culture, there's a principle called harahachi-bu. It means, eat until you're 80% full. But this isn't just about food. It's a mindset of intentional restraint. Imagine applying this to your spending habits. Most people buy until their wallet is empty, or worse, until their credit limit is full. But harahachi-bu teaches us, stop before excess. Spend only what truly serves you. This habit creates a psychological shift, from chasing more to protecting enough. And in today's world of endless consumer temptation, that shift is a financial superpower. But even if you master restraint, there's one hidden leak that can quietly destroy your finances. And it's something most people blindly accept as normal. Habit number 3, mottainai. Respect your resources. In Japanese culture, there's a deep-rooted concept called mottainai, which roughly translates to, what a waste. But it goes far beyond just recycling or saving leftovers. It's a mindset of deep respect for your resources, your money, your time, your energy. Financially, this means looking at every dollar as something with value and purpose. It's not just about cutting wasteful spending. It's about being grateful for what you already have and using it wisely. Most people waste money not because they don't have enough, but because they don't appreciate what they already own. New phone every year. Subscription you forgot about. Food you throw out. Mottainai is the antidote to this blind consumption. When you live with mottainai, you naturally become more mindful. You stretch the value of your income. You make thoughtful purchases. And over time, this respect turns into savings. And those savings grow into wealth. Habit number 4, kakeibo. The art of financial journaling. Over a century ago, a Japanese woman named Hani Motoko, the country's first female journalist, introduced a method that quietly transformed how families handled their money. It's called kakeibo, and despite its simplicity, it remains one of the most powerful financial tools you've probably never used. Kakeibo literally means household financial ledger, but it's more than just writing down expenses. It's a form of financial meditation. Instead of automating everything with apps or ignoring your bank balance until it's too late, kakeibo brings intention to every transaction. Each month, you sit down and ask yourself 4 key questions. 1. How much money do I have right now? 2. How much do I want to save? 3. How much am I actually spending? 4. And most importantly, how can I improve next month? The act of writing, by hand, slows you down. It forces you to confront not just your spending habits, but your emotions around money. Why did you buy that thing? Were you bored? Stressed? Trying to impress someone? Kakeibo helps you see those patterns and break them. It teaches you to separate needs from wants and emotions from logic. And unlike complex budgeting systems that feel like a chore, kakeibo becomes a monthly ritual. One that connects you to your money in a quiet, disciplined, and deeply personal way. People who practice kakeibo often find that they save more. Not because they earn more, but because they finally understand where their money is going and why. Wealth doesn't just come from making more. It comes from being aware. And kakeibo is the habit that brings that awareness to life. Habit number 5, Shinrin-yoku. Disconnect to reconnect with your financial goals. Shinrin-yoku translates to forest bathing. It's the Japanese practice of immersing yourself in nature, not for exercise, not for social media, but to be still, observe, and reconnect with yourself. At first it might seem unrelated to money, but in reality, it holds a powerful financial lesson. Clarity requires space. In the modern world, we're constantly surrounded by noise, advertisements, notifications, pressure to consume. The algorithm is always trying to sell you something. That noise clouds your judgment, pushes you into emotional spending, and disconnects you from what actually matters. Shinrin-yoku teaches you to step away, to unplug, to reflect. And when applied to your finances, it becomes a way to pause consumer autopilot and realign with your true values. Think about it. When was the last time you stopped to ask yourself, what do I really want my money to do for me? Am I chasing goals that are actually mine, or ones society told me to want? When you give yourself space, you begin to see clearly what matters, what's noise, and what's worth investing your time, energy, and money into. Many Japanese millionaires live in quiet homes, far from flashy districts. They walk in nature, they think deeply, because wealth isn't just about assets, it's about mental freedom. So if your finances feel chaotic, maybe it's not about working harder. Maybe it's about stepping back, so you can move forward with purpose. Habit number 6. Tsunagu. Build intergenerational wealth through connection. In Japanese culture, the word tsunagu means to connect, to link the past, present, and future. It's a powerful concept that shows up in how families think about money, not just as an individual tool, but as something to be shared, protected, and passed on. In the West, personal finance is often exactly that, personal. Your money is your business. You make your choices, and you deal with the consequences. But Tsunagu suggests something different, that wealth is a responsibility across generations. Japanese families often think decades ahead, not just about retirement, but about legacy. They teach their children about saving, about sacrifice, about the importance of preserving what was built. And they don't just pass down money, they pass down values, habits, stories, lessons. This habit isn't about inheritance in the traditional sense. It's about creating a system where each generation is better prepared than the last. Not just richer, but wiser. When you live with Tsunagu in mind, you make decisions differently. You avoid short-term risks. You think about how today's purchases might impact your children or your future self. You build not just for your comfort, but for your legacy. And here's the real secret. When you think in terms of generations, you naturally avoid the traps that keep people poor, because you're playing a longer, more meaningful game. Habit number 7. Wabi-sabi. Find wealth in simplicity and imperfection. Wabi-sabi is a deeply rooted Japanese aesthetic and mindset. It embraces the beauty of things that are simple, imperfect, and incomplete. At first glance, it might seem like a poetic idea, something for art or design. But when applied to money, wabi-sabi can transform how you view success and wealth itself. In today's world, we're constantly told to want more. More money, more perfection, more everything. But this pursuit often leads to anxiety, comparison, and endless dissatisfaction. Wabi-sabi invites you to step back, to accept what you have, not out of complacency but from clarity. It teaches that financial peace isn't found in constant upgrades or flawless plans. It's found in contentment, flexibility, and humility. Your budget won't always be perfect. Your investments might not always outperform. You might make mistakes. But if you can embrace the process, flaws and all, you'll build something more valuable than money. Resilience. True wealth isn't about living without flaws. It's about learning to grow through them, without needing to prove anything to anyone. The Japanese don't seek wealth to show off. They seek it to support a life of balance, dignity, and inner calm. And that, perhaps, is the most powerful habit of all. So what can we learn from these 7 traditional Japanese habits? Wealth doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be flashy. And it definitely doesn't have to come from burnout, debt, or chasing someone else's definition of success. Kaizen teaches us to grow a little every day. Harahachibu reminds us to stop before we've had too much. Motainai helps us respect what we already have. Kakebo brings mindfulness into our financial decisions. Shinrin-yoku clears the noise so we can hear what truly matters. Tsunagu connects us to a legacy far beyond ourselves. And wabi-sabi reminds us that it's okay to be imperfect, because real wealth is human, not flawless. If even one of these habits resonated with you, don't just watch this video and move on. Choose one. Start today. Because quiet wealth isn't built in a weekend. It's built in the small, consistent moments when no one's watching. And if you want to keep building that mindset, don't stop here. Watch this next video on the one financial mindset shift that separates the wealthy from the stressed, and how to start applying it in under 5 minutes. And if you found this valuable, hit the like button, subscribe for more practical financial wisdom, and share this with someone who's tired of loud money and ready to build wealth the quiet way.